Welcome class. Here we are going to begin chapter 3rd, The Midnight Visitor from your book Footprints Without Feet. This chapter is written by Robert Arthur Jr., the American writer of mystery and speculative fiction. His popularity rests on his radio series The Mysterious Traveler and his three investigators, that is also one series of novels. His stories were published in many magazines between 1930 and 1940. He was twice honored by the Mystery Writers of America with his writing partner Edgar. He also wrote mystery books for children. Let's now read the story The Midnight Visitor. Before starting the chapter, I would like to introduce about the character sketch of the story. First is Ozable, a secret agent, the protagonist in the story. He is expecting to get a very important report, and there comes in his office another secret agent, Max, and gave him threat to give him the important report. The story tells how Ozable outwits Max by making the convincing stories. Next is Fowler. He is a young and romantic writer who is looking for some excitement in the secret agent. So that's why he went to meet him. And the third character in the story is Max, a rival secret agent who is befooled by Ozable and falls into death. Let's now start the story. You see the first part of the chapter. Here you will come to know about the meeting of the writer Fowler with the secret agent Ozable. So story begins as the Fowler. He was a young romantic writer. He went to meet the secret agent Ozable in his office. Actually, he had to gather the necessary material for his book on the secret agents. Like the other people, he had formed quite exciting picture of the secret agent as represented in the books and the movies. But he found that Ozable didn't fit any description of the secret agents. So he felt disappointment to have the meeting with this man. Ozable's office was in a small room on the 6th and top floor of the French hotel. He had to go through a very bad smelling and dark and scary corridor to reach there. When he talked with the man, he found that he had the American accent still, though he had spent more than 20 years in the Paris. Then in the next part we come to know about some important papers in the Ozable's custody. Ozable informed Fowler that he had some important papers in his custody which could affect the course of the history. Now Fowler felt very excited, and now he had the authentic thrill of the some mystery here in the story. Now in the next part there is an entry of another secret agent, Max. So when both Ozable and Fowler they entered in his office, and Ozable found to see Max, the another secret agent, in his room. Max, he was a slender, crafty, and had the face like the fox. From his appearance also, there was found nothing menacing about Max too, except the pistol which was in his hand. Max had come to know that Ozable was going to receive the important report about some new missiles that night. So, he threatened Ozable to give him papers and not try to act smart. Here in this next part, you will come to know about the plan of action by Ozable to save the writers and his own life. One, Max gave the threat to Ozable. That moment, Ozable cooked up a story. He told Fowler and Max that his balcony below the window had become a big nuisance. It was the second time in a month that somebody had entered into his room from there. Here, Max showed his ignorance about the balcony and told him that he had not made the entry through any balcony, but he had used a pass key. Ozable told Max that the balcony actually belonged to the other apartment and it had extended under his window. In reality, there was no balcony outside there. If anybody climbed out from the window, he would definitely fall to the death, as his room was on the sixth floor there. There was knocking at his door. Max was then standing not far away from Ozable. He was waving his pistol with a commanding gesture towards Ozable. To hear this knock, he inquired from Ozable about the visitor. Ozable then cooked up another story at once. He told Max that it would be certainly the local police, as he was going to receive the important document that moment, so he himself had called the police to make the check and ensure that everything should go right with him. Ozable threatened Max that if he would not unlock the door, the police would make their entry anyway and not hesitate to shoot him instantly. When the knocking was repeated, Max became angry at Ozable. Max became mad and he ordered Ozable that he should send the police away, otherwise he won't take the moment to shoot him then and there. When the knocking at the door became louder and louder, Max kept his body now twisted and pointed his gun at Ozable and Fowler. Max got scared to hear the calling of Mr. Ozable's name again and again. He kept his body twisted so that his gun should still cover Mr. Ozable and his guest. Then he grasped the window frame with his free hand to support himself there. And then he swung his other leg up and climbed over the window sill. He had planned that he would hide himself there in the bar. He had planned that he would hide himself there in the bar. He had planned that he would hide himself there in the balcony outside there. But he never knew that this balcony in reality never existed there. But he had no idea that balcony never existed there. But he had no idea that there was not existing any balcony over there. But in desperation, he made the jump outside. He was thinking he would hide himself in the balcony outside there. But that balcony was not ever existing over there. He had a plan that he thought that he would hide himself there in the balcony outside there. But in reality, there was not existing any balcony over there. But the moment he kept his leg outside, he dropped out of the window. He thought that he would hide himself there outside in the balcony there. But in reality, that balcony never existed over there. He thought that he would hide himself there in the balcony over there. But in reality, there was no existence of balcony in. He thought he would hide himself in the balcony outside the room. But in reality, there was not existing any balcony over there. And the moment when he kept his leg over there, Max got scared to hear the calling of Mr. Ozable's name again and again. He kept his body twisted so that his gun should still cover Mr. Ozable and his guest. And then he held the window frame with his other hand to support himself there. He swung his other leg up and climbed over the windowsill. Max thought he would hide himself in the balcony outside there and wait for the police to go away. But in reality, such balcony never existed in the real life there. The moment he freed his hand from the windowsill and was just going to jump over the balcony, but very surprisingly, he jumped down and fell to his death. Now, see the climax of the story. When the door opened and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle, and two glasses. Actually, it was not the police, but it was a waiter whom Ozable had given this order. Now, Fowler, he was bewildered to see this situation. He inquired about Max, who had jumped out in the balcony. Ozable assured him that Max was not going to ever return back as there was no balcony outside the room. Thus, with his presence of mind and intelligence, Ozable proved himself and got rid of his crafty rival, Max. Hence, we come to know that sometimes appearances can be deceptive.